Hi guys, welcome back to another Starcraft Remastered replay cast. Very interesting PvP we have here, and as you can see from the thumbnail, quite a close game in between the two pro South Korean players. Let me just start by introducing the players to you guys. As we have spawning here in the upper left part in the red, it is only Star, but this is of course, like you know, the AK from BISU, and his opponent, who is usually actually playing as a Terran player, is Mind, who is spawning here in the lower right, also as a Protoss. The Field Protoss, I believe it is, yes indeed. So Mind, known of course for his Terran gameplay, very strong Terran player, this time deciding to go for Protoss. I believe he really wants to beat BISU with his own race, and perhaps he's wanting to test something here versus BISU. Let's see how this is going to work out for him. As you can see, very close game, actually also a very long game, and quite an interesting PvP we have here on the 4 spawning location map. Let's have a look at their build orders. You can see there's the pylon for Mind, and the same can be said here for BISU. So both players placing their pylons very close to their proximity towards their base. No intentions by them yet to go for a expansion gameplay. So from the build order, much the same build order here for both players. Very normal, opening up with a pylon and a gateway. APM wise, we can see actually BISU very high at 400 already. Mind with 300. We can even see the production tab here in the upper left part. Pretty much the same counter here for both players. Even the gas is at the pretty much same timer, and of course it's going to come everything down into the micro game. I believe macro will also be a very important issue. Are we going to be seeing some reavers? Some archons will also be nice. Some high templars like it's usually being done into a PvP. Dragoons will also be much needed units here for the pros. And yeah, we can actually see already Mind moving out here with his scout. BISU also a little bit short here, but also moving out with a scouting probe towards the upper right part, I believe it is. So both players will very soon meet each other up. We actually see the first zealot. Mind actually not opting. Oh, there it is. He's also going for his zealot. So both players just to have a zealot here to block the entrance. No dragoons yet for them. And actually Mind even moving out here with his silence. Perhaps he's going to try to inflict some early damage towards BISU. Checking, I believe, for some cannons here. He's casually moving out here with his zealot. Let's just check. BISU once again. Should be his cybernetic score. And actually Mind already operating here his range for those dragoons. So Mind with a much faster cybernetic score. His first dragoon is also being produced. Let's see what the next buildings are going to be. Perhaps he's going to rush also into a robotics facility bay with some shuttles. It could be an early Reaver gameplay. Rush with some Dark Templars could also be an issue. The fact that the Protoss really needs some observers in order to have vision. And perhaps some cannons will have to be placed in order to have vision against the Dark Templar rush. So we're about to find out. This is indeed going to be the plans for BISU. Currently the Dragoon is just chasing here the probe away. In comes the Zealot to buy some time for that probe, but of course the Dragoon can out micro the Zealot here from BISU. There's actually already 2 Zealots here from BISU, so he might try to be aggressive early on. I believe Mind with only 1 Zealot and 2 Dragoons. This mix actually looks much better here for Mind. See what BISU is going to continue here. Could this be a robotics facility bay? Indeed, robotics facility bay is going to be, so might see a shuttle harassment here for BISU. No robotics facility bay yet here for Mind, so he could even try a drop here. Notice that BISU is not going for a fast expansion, Mind actually opting to go for one. So the first difference here in between the two pro players, Mind playing how to be in a more macro oriented game, while BISU will try to be more aggressive here with a push. Let's see what he's going for. An observatory and a river bay. It's not really, let me see what it's called. Very soon it's nicely hidden here. It's a robotic support base, so he is very likely going to be going into some rivers. Shuttle with river, very strong. At around the 5-minute mark we see the first difference into the game, the expansion here for Mind, and BISU opting to go just for a fast expansion. I believe no, it's still delaying the expansion, so he's pretty much going all in here versus his opponent. Just checking here if there's any dragoons, and as you can see, the first Reaver is getting produced. Range is also going to get finished very soon. There we have the observatory for, I believe it's also applicable for more gateways, so it's going to be an all gateway gameplay here for Mind, perhaps with some shuttles him as well. The first Reaver will pop out very soon here for BISU, but it's going to be a very long way for him to walk over, and there we actually see the speed also being upgraded here, started to be upgraded here for the shuttle. So with his first Reaver, there it is. And on a more defensive gameplay here, just upping to defend his base and his expansion, and just go into more gateways here for him. Meantime, he's casually walking here with his Reaver. If he's just waiting now for the shuttle, and the timing could be very crucial here for him. The speed will eventually be done as soon as he arrives, I believe, around this location. As observer here for BISU as well. I believe the speed should finish around this mark when the shuttle walks here, flies here over, and this can be actually very deadly by not having very many defenses here at home. No defenses at all, only his units are here opting to guard the expansion. But hold on, we see a huge engagement here. BISU actually losing somehow 3 dragoons here versus the dragoons from Mind. So Mind with a great mic, killing one dragoon after the other. Perhaps BISU didn't pay attention, losing those dragoons. Quite a great early game here by the Mind, and now he knows, of course, after seeing the Reaver, that it's going to be indeed a harassment. BISU, so go for some balance. Interesting enough, still placing those dragoons in the back. I believe they would have been better into this location. In comes the shuttle, we need to be very careful about that. So patrolling here the map with some dragoons, expecting of course a drop into this location. BISU moving more and more closer into the other location. Come the dragoons, 3 of them, but speed has been done. The shuttle is really fast. Some probes will be sniped. Players at pretty much the same work count, but now BISU losing his shuttle. He tries to inflict as much zombie damage as possible. Reaver taking more and more damage. Good shots here by the Reaver, and this will be taken out. And not that many units have been killed. Of course, Mind did lose some mining time. He also lost, I believe, around 4 to 6 workers. And BISU also lost the shuttle, the zealots, and the Reaver. So Mind with a pretty good defense. I believe in the early game he's actually leading now, so with also a smaller economic advantage. There's his first Reaver. Yeah, another shuttle is getting prepared here, but the same can be said here for Mind. So both players with a pretty much same unit composition right now. However, BISU tried to be early on aggressive. It didn't really work out. Actually, didn't work out well. He only sniped around 4 to 6 workers, and now things have settled down a little bit. Perhaps regroup, and let's have a look at the upgrades here for both players. The same 0-0 for them, as BISU doesn't really want to allow Mind to expand here over the map. It's a shuttle. What's he having? Still a Reaver. No dragoons yet into stuff here for Mind, so he's pretty much leaving this one expansion exposed. Quite a huge blunder by him. This could have cost him quite a lot of units. Luckily, Scarab didn't deal any damage. BISU might try to move once again forward. You could also leave a observer into this location, perhaps even a pylon up here. One dragoon to scare this shuttle off. Still, the Reaver drop makes it here. The huge explosion here against those probes. BISU with a nice micro. However, his shuttle is now getting sniped. He wanted to be a little bit too greedy. Mind came back with his dragoons. Some workers once again have been sniped, and interesting enough, BISU stays at 32 workers. Only now if he wants to start to regroup, to play it a little bit more defensively, to stay back. Minded 2 bases, and hold on, the same harassment is going to be tried here by Mind, and I believe it could have been also a drop into this location. So BISU all of a sudden losing so many workers. So I missed this, but here at the end this has been cleared also for BISU. So both players just inflicting damage towards their economies. The economy from Mind looking much better. He's recovering really well after the Reaver shots. BISU I believe both players pretty much did the same harassment at the same time, so perhaps I missed the harassment here from mine against BISU. Yeah, BISU is pretty much behind with 15 workers less than mine, perhaps having a more of a army here. Still, mine looking very strong into the early game, and having this river here to end, and it's pretty much mass dragoons for so as he's moving here forward, and at the same time he might try to expand into this location. Let's see what plans from BISU are. It's slowly recovering, but but mine already at 15 workers. I think the high ground here is going to scare BISU away. So we have passed the 10-minute mark. Much better early game here for Mind. BISU struggling his harassment, not really doing anything. Let's see if he's going to be lucky here with his Dark Templars actually sudden. And there are no, if there are servers here, so BISU with a quite an interesting move here. Huge amounts of splash damage, and all of a sudden Mind just losing more and more of his workers. So Mind all of a sudden at 36 workers. This harassment here by BISU is going to try to launch another scrap here towards those ropes. If he could even continue here, nicely leaving some dragoons, sorry, from some DTs back, and at the same time he's also pushing here forward. But yeah, there is High Templar Storm. I believe mine should be able to hold this. Not only that, but there's two Reavers. BISU tries to punish this, but of course gets immediately pushed away with the splash damage from Reavers. Yeah, the High Temps will also be very important here to the game. Lots and lots of splash damage. Let's see what's going to happen here. The TT in the end is going to be taken out. So after all the damage has been done, Mind actually now dropping to 32 workers versus the 40 from BISU, and I believe BISU is going to try to expand into this location. However, 1DT is going to buy some time from him. So all of a sudden things have changed. So this is a very interesting PvP. BISU now all of a sudden having the advantage. Still the supply is pretty much the same for both players, but worker wise BISU with 5 more workers, and if he's going to take the initiative and expand into this location, the same can be said here for Mind, finishing already here expansion. BISU all of a sudden leading with 8 workers versus Mind. Let's see what's going to happen, how things will unfold. Still very defensive gameplay all of a sudden. Don't see any shuttles. We see actually Storm getting research for BISU. Storm should also have finished here for Mind, and we actually see the weapons one upgrades also being done here for both players. The one from BISU almost getting finished here. Same time, two, and now his expansions, his 2 expansions. You know, we actually have a straight move here forward with a nice drop straight into the storms towards the economy from BISU. And it's a nice back and forward game. I really have to pay a little bit more attention towards those drops. Very nice harassment here. BISU is much better to be seen on the minimap with the red dot. Heal is a little bit much harder to get spotted. So yeah, with a great gameplay, and all of a sudden they have balanced the worker amount here. Players inflicting good economic damage towards each other. Mind bouncing back a little bit. Now all of a sudden he has 6 more workers than BISU. Slowly but steadily we are closing in towards the 20-minute mark, so quite an interesting game. Still anyone's game, of course. It's a nice back and forward game. It's going to be able to take this PvP here. As we can see a cannon being added against the Dark Templars, I believe. See a move out here by BISU with his shuttle. Pretty much an empty shuttle, so just a fake attempt here by BISU. Just try to scare his mind off, just tries to force him to bring some units back. And we might see a engagement into the middle of the map. Lots and lots of High Templars here for Mind. Let's see how many High Templars BISU has. He's just roaming around with his dragoons. I believe he's going to try to add damage with the dragoons. Perhaps try to be lucky to snipe a High Templar or 2. See what's going to happen here. Nice drop by BISU all of a sudden with the High Templars, getting some good connections here. Nice storms by him, and Mind drops to 38 work. Nicely done here by BISU with a fake shuttle into this game, but also a field with High Templars here, with storms once again being casted. Double storm by BISU, and Mind drops to 33 workers. So nice harassment here by BISU, but I believe Mind is going to answer with the same note. He had so many high temperatures here. Could also add 2 shuttles. I believe he could even attack at 2 points. So this is why BISU has added the cannon here, also a cannon here into this location. Even more defenses here for BISU. So BISU is expecting, of course, an attack. There it is. There's the shuttle. See some observers here. Spread it. Actually, it's a DT for him. See where exactly the attack is going to happen. There's the pylon here. Looks like he's going to try to attack here, but the defenses look way too good here for BISU. This might be quite a bad move by Mind. There's so 2 cannons and 3 dragoons ready to defend this location. At the same time, some observers here, some casual boat with a shuttle. And let's see if Mind is going to indeed try to attack there, or is he perhaps going to attack here. But BISU nicely adding those cannons, nicely having those dragoons. Supply wise, BISU all of a sudden with 20 more supply versus his opponent. I believe BISU might try to soon move out with his units to try to suicide some of the units in order to kill the important units from Mind, in order to snipe those high templars, the wheel damage dealers, and weavers in the back. So we have a little bit more of a map control by BISU. Also even feeling confident to expand here. I believe this is the plan for Mind. Really wants to snipe this one expansion here. So he's going to perhaps allow BISU to finish it and then just add some storms. Moving back, let's have a look what BISU is going to be doing. Still 2 high templars and 2 Zergs. Is he going to be successful? Settle here for Mind. He doesn't really have so many defenses, and those storms are really strong by BISU. And I believe even the shuttle is going to make it here alive. 1 zealot is being left behind, but the real damage dealers are of course the high templars here. 2 of them dealing lots and lots of splash damage. And is he going to try to come back? Hold on, at the same time another move out here by BISU. The Mind nicely reacting, but still some probes are getting caught here. So great job by BISU, and I believe Mind should be playing just like BISU. He should even try to add another cannon here and leave 3 dragoons back, just like BISU does here into this location. So that would be the only normal reaction, but him suffered so much now. His army has really suffered. There's still this shuttle with those 2 high templars. I believe BISU just waiting for the energy to be replenished, and this main once again being defended by Mind. So Mind with some mistakes here. All of a sudden BISU came back into this game, and yeah, he could even just walk those high templars forward here and just snipe so many workers. Sadly here Mind with some mistakes. BISU perhaps going to watch the replay and find out that this location right here is pretty much undefended. So what a great move it would have been here for him to inflict damage into that location. At the same time, once again, in comes the shuttle, still only 1 dragoon, and yeah, there it is once again, massive amounts of splash damage. BISU just pretty much crippling now the economy from his opponent, and all of a sudden BISU has a great lead. Let's see, he's going to try once again to move forward. This should be sniped, so finally Mind with a good hold position, but remember in the meantime just BISU just expanding here into this location, so Mind losing his finally now Mind is reacting with lots and lots of dragoons, but it's a little bit too late. He should of course left some 3 dragoons here, and I believe 1 cannon here into this location, just like BISU did, and with that securing his position. All of a sudden I believe there has also been a high templar storm here, and sadly I missed it once again. So Mind really playing a trick on us here, and BISU dropping to 35 workers. So yeah, both players, I believe it would have been this shuttle right here. So BISU moved out with his dragoons, and Mind immediately punishing this. Now BISU just comes back with what dragoon. But yeah, the damage has already been done. So yeah, both players just focusing on producing more and more of those workers. And BISU with a nice move out. I believe he's going to try to secure this expansion, perhaps even add another expansion into this location. Yeah, very interesting PvP we have indeed here, as BISU now taking more and more control of the map. And I believe he's going to even try to attack. He's pretty much maxed out. The same can be said here for Mind, but notice he has less workers than his opponent and BISU. This meaning of course that he has more of a supply. So very soon we're going to be seeing a huge engagement. I believe both players really want to lose as many units as possible in order to gain the upper hand in the end. So 3 weapons upgrades here for Mind, 2 weapons upgrades for BISU. So Mind having the advantage of those upgrades. No other upgrades yet needed. BISU moves forward with a high tempest. I believe the first storms will be casted very soon. The zealots really taking lots and lots of splash damage. And he's not done yet. He's going to move more and more forward. The zealots taking more and more of that damage here from BISU. So nice move by him. Now all of those zealots are really low. And all of a sudden 20 supply has been lost here by Mind. Even more of that. So Mind with those zealots all clumped up together. Yeah, BISU just shows us how strong high temperature storms can be. All of a sudden 40 supply has been lost, but Mind of course with his good economy will be able to recover. Let's see, BISU is now moving forward, but this ramp is really nicely clumped up together, so lots and lots of splash damage is being taken all of a sudden here by BISU from Mind. So the Archons are in the front, some zealots are in the front, but of course the high tempest will deal massive amounts of splash damage. Quite a bad position here for BISU to attack, as he has lost 80 supply here. So yeah, Mind just inviting him to attack and just punishing the small ledge here. So yeah, quite an interesting game we have indeed here. BISU with the first blood with those high templars, and yeah, Mind just responding nicely, inviting BISU to attack. BISU did attack. He thought he had the upper hand into the supply. He did indeed have that, but he's actually even trying a cannon attack here versus Mind. And yeah, here we go. The high templars are in the front. Archons are also nicely attacking here, dealing splash damage. The cannons are even shooting now here for BISU. Tell his reavers are still on hold position. And yeah, more and more damage is being taken here, but all of a sudden and looking very strong. I don't know what the idea was here for with those cannons. Quite an interesting investment here by him, but in the end it's not going to work out. Even those reavers will get taken out here, so nice job by Mind. And all of a sudden things have once again turned here in favor for Mind this time. So Mind with a great reaction, being able to push BISU back, and with that Mind I believe he has the smaller advantage here. He doesn't really have so many workers, but supply wise he has more of an army versus BISU. However, BISU having this expansion right here and really has to punish this one, so that's exactly what he's trying to do right now, and to move out to kill this. But so many cannons right here, only one pylon back. Let's see, so just with some storms just to scare his opponent away. A Mind could of course use this time and try to expand into his location. BISU expecting that, so Zealot is there present, and even two reavers now dealing good damage against the cannon. So once again the investment here from BISU is pretty much nicely taken out by Mind, as he's moving forward with his reavers, dealing good amount of splash damage. More scarabs are getting produced, so very soon the workers will be sniped here. So BISU not reacting, just leaving them to die at the same time in the middle of the map. We might see an engagement, but the reavers are still not getting punished here by BISU, interesting enough. So the reavers having a great time here, sniping worker after worker. BISU dropping to 32 workers. Yeah, Mind still in a great control of this game. BISU now pretty much abandoning this position, so Mind taking a nice control at the same time. BISU countering with some high tempo storms. Mind dropping to 28. This expansion right here will be lost very soon, and I believe Mind is going to try to continue into attacking into the next position. Let's see if this is indeed going to be his plan. Yes, the shuttle is very low, so he needs to be careful. So yeah, still a interesting and anyone's game worker wise, pretty much the same worker wise. Not that much gas here being left for Mind. He has a good control of the game right now. BISU is regrouping into this location. Mind just sniping the expansion and deciding to pull back. I believe BISU might even try to expand into this location. In the meantime, just some zealots roaming here around. We see another drop being attempted here by BISU. Pretty good drop, but this base right here is pretty much mined out. Still some workers do fall. Mind dropping to 26. The things will unfold. Who's going to try once again to attack? BISU leaving those items a little bit exposed. He needs to be careful. Those dragoons might get some good shots. Finally he's reacting, so this could have been very deadly for him. The important units might get taken out, so he has to pay a little bit more attention here, as he still has a strong army and with more supply versus his opponent. Not that much gas being left here for him. If this shuttle has anything, just 2 high tempers in one. A Zealot and BISU decides to expand here, but yeah, and with his speed shuttle punishing this move out once again by BISU. BISU still on the defense, It's going to lose another attempt into expanding here, as I believe some scarabs have been forgotten here. He could have dealt some good splash damage to BISU, but in the end he decides to retreat. I believe he's going to try to allow BISU to finish this expansion and then just kill it, so another 300 or 400 minerals would have been lost there by BISU. So BISU pretty much focusing now into defending the newly established base. Mind knows this, of course, but once again we're going to have great engagement here in the middle of the map, and yeah, lots and lots of storms are being casted left and right by both players. Very close game. The river has been snapped in the back. Some good storms here. The Archons also tanking so much damage. Even some probes are being brought here forward, but in the end Su seems to be pushed back here by Mind. So nice tanky units here for him. Those Archons are very strong. BISU not having any Archons, and I believe Mind have done it here with those Archons in the front, even some DTs. BISU is trying to kite those Dragoons nicely back and forward, but he has to retreat, of course, towards the cover from the cannon. One great snipe into the shuttle, but the river has been able to escape, and Mind just going straight for this one expansion. Those Archons might have to deal damage towards the Zealots, towards the newly units here. Let's see what this is going to happen here. But yeah, more and more units are getting brought forward, and those Archons are very strong. Their shields are really high, but they're dropping more and more low. Those cannons in the back dealing great damage, and all of a sudden 3 Archons have been snapped. Also the Dragoons have been snapped. Let's check the upgrades once again. 3-1 from 4 Mind. As slowly but steadily we are closing in towards the end of the game. Only 18 workers, so BISU has done some great economic damage once again. 15 workers being left, 13 workers. Very close game indeed, but Mind is knocking here at the production building, so very soon BISU might lose the important gateway units here. He might even try to snap those islands just to keep everything on board. Yeah, he still has 3 Archons, and those Archons are really dealing some great amount of damage. Very soon this is going to all get unpowered, and even the first Dragoon who pops out immediately gets killed. There are some Dragoons in the back. Storms will push them back, so BISU is going to try to play with his Sim City build order here. He has to defend against Archons. Those Archons aren't that fast as the Dragoons, but of course they inflict massive amounts of splash damage. Archon is being left behind here. BISU is able to snap this. Let's see his expansion actually producing here for him, but Mind just sends out a Dragoon to take care of that. You can see how low all of a sudden the economy is here for both players. Only 11 workers for Mind. If they are somewhere here, 1 Archon even stand back to defend, and finally some workers are getting transferred here towards the other expansion point. So Mind is trying to snipe this location. BISU had only Dragoons here, him 1 Dark Templar. The high ground is now in favor for Mind. A great storm to push this all back, but in the end some DTs do make it here forward. We do have, however, a observer here for Mind, as he has a nice mix of units. Yeah, the Archon is getting sniped here, so BISU with a nice kiting back and forward is being able to inflict damage. Should have, of course, 3 weapons upgrade. Great storm is being casted, but BISU is able to dodge that. Yeah, more and more damage is being taken. A nice splash damage here from the Archon, but the Archon has lost his shield. And all of a sudden it looks like BISU has the upper hand all of a sudden. So BISU with those Dragoons being more mobile, being more faster into kiting them back and forward. Sadly here for Mind, the Archons are of course very strong, but they need to get a connection forward. They need to be able to reach their target. They're not moving very fast, so even the speed shuttle here is much faster. And we might see another great storm here being casted. And with that, all of a sudden, Mind dropping once again to 10 workers. BISU just roaming the map now with 2 Zealots and some Dragoons. And what exactly is left here for Mind? 1 Archon, 1 Dragoon. If he should have some units here as well, only 1 Dragoon and a cannon. 9 workers all of a sudden here for Mind. I believe he's going to try to defend this only expansion here for him, and BISU with 18 workers looking more healthier. And yeah, Mind now sees this. He tries, of course, to snipe some of the units here, but the Zealot has died, and with that BISU somehow won this crazy game. It was a nice back and forward game. It was still anyone's game. Yeah, BISU just nicely harassing his opponent with those high Templar storms. He was a little bit more successful than his opponent. It was a very nice back and forward game. still anyone's game. I believe in the end, I even saw that Mind would have taken it with those Archons, but yeah, BISU showing us that Dragoons are actually much better in the late game versus Archons if you know how to micro them, if you know how to kite them back and forward. Archons aren't that fast, they are of course much more tankier, and they inflict great damage. I believe they even do splash damage in Starcraft 1. But yeah, those Dragoons and even the reinforcements from BISU would have been enough for him to win this crazy nice game for both players. So a nice back and forward game. Let's check the stats very quick. Once again, I'm going to be clicking left and right for you guys. So yeah, BISU in the end being able to take it. Wonder if Mind would have played Terran, if the outcome would have been the same. He's of course known to be a Terran player, but this time he decided to play Protoss versus his opponent. Very interesting game, a very nice PvP, a nice back and forward. I really enjoyed it. Perhaps I missed some of the storms by Mind. It's crazy game. So many workers have been lost here in the end. BISU with 80 workers and Mind with only 10. Crazy harassment here by both players. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be seeing of course in the next replays. This is Tommy signing out.